Spotify. Like the idea of Spotify now, like people take that such for granted from the idea of like from an audiophile. Like my uncle was like a huge audiophile, and he had walls and walls of CDs and albums and fucking 45s, like all different types of shit. Super sick like audio setup, and like that cost him tens of thousands of dollars, and
over so much
life.
Time.
Yep, and like finding out, I'm going to the record store, the CDs, the store, and like, oh, hopefully I can get this Radiohead album, like, and now it's like, oh, do you want to listen to literally every single thing Radiohead has ever done, front to back? You can do that for free, technically, with ads, but you can go front to back for like $8 a month. That's fucking insanity. It used to be $8 for 8 songs. Like, and that was amazing. Like with iTunes and shit, buying it for 99 cents a song. That was like revolutionary. I could just buy the one song I want.
Right.
And now it's like, I just get them all. Like, that is wild. The freeness of it is getting better. It's like free data, because it is just data and like as far as like intellectual property goes and things like that and rights and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. Like, the amount of money that was taken out of artists' hands, insane. And it made the barrier to entry into the music industry so much. I'm going to re-say that. It made the barrier into the music entry. What's a good word to say that? The barrier.
Barrier of entry.
The barrier of entry.
To the music industry.
The barrier of entry to the music industry. What's a good way to say it got easier? Like what do barriers do? It was broken down. Ooh.
Broken down over time?
Yeah, like it took the barrier to the end. It took the sorry, I'm too high for this bullshit.
when you try to force the strong thought, then it gets you.
Yeah. The barriers to the music industry were broken down when Spotify really took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was honestly like iTunes. It was iTunes or Napster. It was fucking Napster all those years ago, where they were like the original. Mm-hmm. It was like LimeWire. You could just like go fucking download all of it for free.
Yeah.
Or like
see, I don't remember Napster.
I don't really remember it either,
right.
But I know like the lore of it, so to speak.
Remember having CD players and stuff like that?
Oh, big time.
Yeah. Oh,
like
wait. Let me show you some crazy stuff.
I remember fucking cassette player.
Yeah?
Yes.
Hold on, check this out. Yes. It's so funny we're talking about this because I literally found like a.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The mini. iPod mini.
Yeah. Look, I found here. Let me show the camera. It's.
Wow. It's a bunch of Avenged Sevenfold and Korn and.
I think it's an iPod.
Linkin Park.
There's definitely some Linkin Park on here.
iPod mini.
No, it's like
8 gigs.
Yeah, it's not like the first generation of it. It's like a mini.
Oh no, yeah, because this swipe. Remember the swipe feature where like you could swipe like even this is like you had your own fucking.
Yeah.
You get to see all the album covers and yeah. Oh nice. Oh, you got some good shit. Boston.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
That's like middle school and high school
D&D,
Levi right there.
Yeah, Eminem. Some Dead.
Oh yeah.
Jay-Z,
let me see what Dead I had on there. I'm so curious to see what Dead I had on this.
I had a bunch of John Mayer on my fucking iPod back in the day.
Oh yeah, the Encore Numb Jay-Z Linkin Park exclusive. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There was never a greater fucking mashup than that.
Well, but you know what precursed that was the Aerosmith Run DMC song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's.
Okay, here we go. What Grateful Dead did I have? Nice. Oh my gosh, I had Dick's Picks 15. Yes. Oh my god, that makes me so happy. But that isn't even. That's not Dick's Picks 15 though. What's going on? Okay, interesting. Yeah. Wow. I had Alpine Valley 82. I had New Jersey 78. New Haven. What is this?
Those are all like live albums.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Grateful Dead. So the Grateful Dead, like, you know, their studio albums are fine. You know, they're not like anything super special. But like their live experiences are the real reason that the Grateful Dead blew up. Think about it like this, you know. Someone who's never listened to house music, you show them a house music song. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Or you bring them to space and you're there. You're at the show. That's the difference between listening to something in your headphones and actually going and being there. When you're there, you actually understand it a lot more. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
What's ironic is with like I feel the exact same way about John Mayer. Like everything you just said, I like ditto in regards to John Mayer, where his albums are his albums and tons of it is studio and like mainstream kind of poppier versions.
Right.
You go and see his like live version where it's just like a trio band,
It's
him,
rock.
dude, or just like and blues and that like just the shred and the fucking.
When was the first time you saw John Mayer?
I've never actually seen him live.
Oh, you've never seen him live?
No,
Oh my gosh! So you're seeing him for the first time in October.
And I'm like, I was gonna see him in the last, like one of the last tours that he came through, and then I ended up not. But
how are your tickets? Tell me you got some good tickets.
oh,
bro.
I got good. Yeah, I balled out a little bit. I got some good ones. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
it's
for
in
you.
like in like the second. It's at Amelie, so it's in like the suite.
Yeah.
It's not a literal suite, but like in like the 200 section, like right at the front of the 200, like fucking.
He's right there. He's right there.
Oh, it's legit. Yeah, where basically there's like one section that's like the stage, and like then there's a section where right after that. So it's like
Yeah, you're in the 200 section. I know where that's at.
right. It's like in the middle. Of
Yeah,
the 200.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flex a little bit, bro. This most recent time that I saw Dead and Company, that was my 10th time seeing them.
God damn.
Yeah, and
that's crazy. He's been doing it for that long,
dude. Yeah, bro. And I saw John Mayer live in Sunrise back in 2018. That's like right by Fort Lauderdale. Dude, rocked the house. So good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it the trio?
Yeah, it was really cool the way he did it. The first section was with the whole band. The second section was with the
drummer,
with the trio,
the black dude on drums,
and then the tall white dude,
Steve something, and then
yeah, and then the third session I guess was just him with an acoustic, and then the fourth one was back with the whole band, dude. I will never be able to prove this, but John Mayer took my request. In 2018, he DJ'd. In 2018, he played. In 2018, he played the. In 2018, he played in South Florida, and before he came, I can't even think. Okay. In 2018, he played in South Florida, and I tweeted at him before the show started, "Hey, can you play 3x5?" And during the show, he said on stage, "Hey, someone tweeted me play 3x5, so here we go." And I looked back in my Twitter. I had deleted the tweet. I don't know why, because it's a great tweet, but I definitely deleted that tweet. I will never be able to prove that. But bro, live, he's so good, dude.
Yeah, like I have all of his live album shit,
Yeah.
like, and that's the shit I listen to
So
all the time.
were you into Deadmau5 before or after you were into John Mayer?
John Mayer, like before, yeah, because like John Mayer was in like early high school, so that would have been like 2007, 8, 9, 10.
And then when did you get into John Mayer, or when did you get into Deadmau5?
Like 2010.
2010. What by him did you really connect with?
Well, like Ghost and Stuff was the fucking hype that had come out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming you know the
Yeah,
song
yeah,
Ghost
yeah.
and Stuff. Yeah. That came out, and yeah, like one of my like we were like back from college, and like one of my friends from high school was like, "Yo," like, and I had kind of like heard like how I like originally heard about. Okay, I'm gonna sidebar here.
You're
big
good.
time.
You're good.
Like how I originally heard about like electronic. I obviously knew about like discotheque and techno or whatever, but in like 2006 or 2007, I was over at my with like my family and like family friends, and like their son is like kind of like a little bit older than I am, and he's like Canadian and like lived in Toronto and shit, and he was like, yo, like I'm about to put you on like the shit that is coming, and he showed me like drum and bass, like
Oh yeah.
old school, like, or not old school, relatively like the 90s shit, but like kind of 06, 07, 08, like Andy C, like DJ Hazard, DJ Hype, like all this shit. And they were like, he's like, it's all about like mixes and like the long, like, and he had like iTunes and like had all these like crazy mixes. And he's like, dude, in Toronto, like you don't get it. Like we go in there, and he was like telling me about raves when I was like fucking 13 and 14. But like I was into like drums and like percussion and all that type of shit. So like the drum and bass, like he's showing to me, I was like, yeah, this shit's actually pretty fucking tight. And so like that was like my intro, honestly, to like all electronic music. But
what was that guy producing?
No. He was just like he was like a 20-year-old or whatever,
Right.
like a 19-year-old at the time, like just living in Toronto and balling out. My buddy Braun, shout out to Braun. Yeah, he's the fucking homie, and he literally like put me on of these like sick mixes and like all these sick DJs, and I was like, and like no one around here was like, I was like drum and bass. Like, I was trying to show like my friends, they were like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, yeah, but like, yeah, and then like kind of like right near the end of high school, that like tropical housey, not like tropical house and like the modern, but like the summertime sadness, like all that shit that like, and kind of like that housey sound was starting to
Tiesto, Calvin Harris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Like that was all starting to kind of come out like right at the end of like right as I was like graduating high school. And
Did you have any idea that you would be DJing?
I don't know. I don't know at the time.
Had that really crossed your mind at all?
Well, like I started like in 2000. I started like DJing technically in like 2011. Like that was the first.
What?
It was like Christmas of 2011. My mom bought me like, I was like at that point I was like into it. So like it was honestly like in the like summer of like 2010 to like all of 2011. I was like starting to get into it and like really like vibing, especially on the drum and bass. Now I was like,
oh, cool,
super getting it. Like I was drum and bass man for like a long time. And then, but what was funny, and then my buddy Braun like came back, and we ended up living together. And then he like really like was putting me on of like the underground shit. And like right at that transition time, that was a great transition where like there was sick like techno and like just tech house and that like whatever. And then he was like, yo, like, all right, like this is the new shit. Like, and just showing me, or like, I don't know, there's a bunch of other people that were kind of showing me at that time.
That guy was right.
He was, oh, dude, my buddy. Shout out to Braun, my buddy Braun. Like he's like more of an old head than I am. Like
because after
he
that,
knew, he saw it coming.
Yeah, after that, like 2011, 2010, 2011, like David Guetta, Tiesto, you know, they had been doing it for a super long time. But around that time, something changed, and a lot more tech house producers started producing music. I mean, when was Dirty Bird?
No, that wasn't for so much longer.
No. But I think that Dirty Bird has some songs from like 2011, 2012. Like Dirty Bird, yeah. Dirty Bird has taken on a couple different looks.
I believe, yeah, I could actually see, because Claude he's an old head, so he would have been doing shit like for sure in like the.
Is that Claude's label? Is that Claude? I don't know who owns it.
Claude Von Stroke. Yeah, that's
Claude Von Stroke
owns Dirty Bird.
He is Dirty Bird. Okay.
It's like he is the
founded 2005.
There you go. Yeah, he's an old head. I believe it.
Yeah. Dirty Bird Records is an independent electronic music record label based in San Francisco, California. The label was founded in January 2005 by Claude Von Stroke. It specializes in house music. He describes as tech funk.
I would even say like, yeah, they were on to like the minimal too. Like, but again, like they were doing it in the 90s. They're doing it in the like early aughts, like minimal techno. Like it was a little sped up techno era, but like all that now, like the Ibiza sound, like the like Marco Corolla, like all those like super like old head dudes, like their mixes still like they'll have tracks from like 2005.
It's
like,
so cool.
And it's like Jesus Christ, there were dudes ripping this in 2005.
Bro,
like
when I Shazam a track that I like and it's from 04
right,
or like
2000
99
or whatever, like 2008 even, where you're like, what the fuck? That was when like Skrillex, like, oh my god, yeah, actually I forgot about Skrillex. That was like also a big slingshot. Was Skrillex in just electronic music.
Yeah.
Because like that was again like my basically like freshman year of college, and like it was fucking whatever, Scary Sprites or whatever the fuck, whatever that song is.
Yeah, scare. I think it's Cinema.
Cinema. But that was Benny Benassi originally.
But then it became Skrillex's song.
Right? Yeah. No,
it became Skrillex's song.
Yeah, it was like when Lil Wayne like went over someone's beat and fucking any of that era. Where like, were you ever a big Lil Wayne fan?
Yeah, but
just the Lil Wayne freestyle era where he heard the flick light on like any modern track, any modern beat at the time, like,
and you knew it was Lil Wayne.
Like No Ceilings, like
No Ceilings,
swag
yeah.
When I surf, now watch me surf and swag, like that one song, like that was like that became his song, like. That was like the big joke because he was best rapper alive.
Make it.
Swag surfing. That was like a popular song. Man, I got that swag. That swag when I surf. Now watch me surf and swag.
Okay, that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, dude.
That does sound really familiar. And I knew there was something with the flicking of a lighter with Lil Wayne. But
that was Wheezy.
Is that what No Ceilings is?
No Ceilings was mostly just an entire album of other people's beats at the time. Like that was his, like he had already had like a bunch of like Carter 1, Carter 2.
He just bodied everyone. He was
slash he's the Black Eminem in my opinion. Especially at the time, like when you go back and listen to a lot of stuff now, it's been so stolen by like the SoundCloud rap style, the I look like Lil Wayne did back then. I'm tattoos everywhere, all over my face, everything, and like and I fucked your bitch, and like I got the gang with like all that kind of stuff. Like so many of the things that you hear in like all of these songs now are Lil Wayne lyrics, like literally. All the syrup stuff, popping pill, like all that stuff was like he had the bars first on that.
Yeah.
Like literally.
For shizzle.
Yeah, he was the OG on content. He was the content man. Yeah,
was he?
Bro, he has thousands of songs. He has, I would argue, in the 100 mixtape range. He would have at least in the range of 100 mixtapes. There was a time where every week there was a whole new mixtape. Like, and a lot of them are like that.
What was that era like in Lil Wayne's life? Because I just imagine him always in the studio. He's like 16, 17, 18 years old.
This was probably when he was like early 20s.
Okay, sure, early 20s, and just in the studio all day long, making music, just, smoking weed.
Right. Chiefing, all right, spark the blunt right into the studio. That was his thing, yeah. And it wasn't like... It's again.
That's one thing about like creating a studio, like especially like a rap. Because I worked in a rap studio for like 3 months.
No way.
Yeah. And
what was that like?
It was fun. I was doing my podcast out of there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it was great. And all these rappers would come through, and the guy who owned the studio would get so annoyed when the rappers would like smoke. But if you're gonna have a rap studio, you gotta set it up for smoking. Because smoking weed is a huge part of the vibe and like rap culture and like
big time
like
all culture
of culture and people are doing art for fun and people smoke weed for fun. So
the hype in like a studio when it's like the beat, like when you're like, all right, we got like a nice beat, and then you see it like you see like the vibe and like drinking, smoking, fucking just talking shit, like, just like there is like a whole there is like a vibe that like, and that curates the like, that's why so much of like the party music and like the hype, like jams, all those things are hype, because like when they were making that shit, it was fucking hype.
Yeah, totally.
They were hyping during the fucking mix of the song, like
I was listening to this It's like an hour-long video on YouTube. It's not a video. It's literally just a still picture of Lil Uzi Vert and actually Virgil Abloh, which is cool. And it's just an
Who's Virgil Abloh?
Virgil Abloh was he died like pretty recently, maybe 2 years ago. Fashion designer.
RIP.
And yeah, RIP. And he was actually DJing like house music too. I don't know if he has tracks.
They all were.
The what?
I was like, they all are.
Yeah. Everybody's a fucking tech house producer now, you know?
No.
So yeah, Virgil Abloh, like, he died recently. But anyway, he was a big deal. Like, they were like big monuments. And I think Drake, when he performs now, there's like a gigantic Virgil Abloh statue that he brings with him. Yeah. Very cool.
Well respected by Drake.
Yeah, well respected by culture, you know?
Damn.
So anyway, the video on YouTube that I was watching, it's not a video, it's just a still picture. Lil Uzi Vert in the studio, and I guess Virgil Abloh is like, I don't know, doing something. But it's an hour-long audio of Uzi figuring out Money Longer. Like
wow.
He had the beat, and the video is just his voice, and he's like, the first 30 minutes, it literally sounds like this.
Right, the ski bop.
They lie.
He's ski bop. It's ski bopping. A lot of people don't
Ski
understand.
bopping? What is that?
Like you doing like riffing, like using your vocal cords as like a riff. Like your vocal cords are the instrument. Like if you go out to like some like jazz bar or something, like there will be whatever. There's like the band, and there might be like a woman. Like women, in my opinion, are like the best at it. And it's just using like your vocal cords as like an instrument to like riff. So if like there's like whatever, some like a little any key, like an A minor or whatever.
What is that sound? Because that's not.
It's like.
Oh yeah, okay. I've seen someone do that in the same P bar.
Yep, it's very common in jazz.
Yeah,
it's called ski bop. It's like using your voice. Like I'm not the best singer, so like I butchered what I just did, but
I would love to pull up like a jazz instrumental and like meant for ski bopping,
dude.
And
I'm gonna tell you a cool story real quick.
Yeah,
I was in with my buddy Braun, shout out, and my buddy Corbin. We were in Berlin the first night.
Oh, sick,
bro! It was like the first night we flew in.
Dude, wait, sorry.
Or no, trained in rather.
Wait, I gotta ask. Did you go to Berlin?
Berlin. I did not, but they did. At the time, we didn't know about it. This is in 2012.
Okay.
But we did go to Suicide Circus.
Okay, I didn't mean to derail your story. Tell your story.
It's okay. Then dude, I have another crazy story about where I was going to go to Europe again, and my passport was like going to expire within a certain day, and like we were going, and then I got to the airport, and literally they were like, "Nah, you can't go."
No way.
Because like my passport was expiring like 2 months or something. From like 2 months after I get back, it like was gonna expire, but you need like 6 months or some shit. Like, and I honestly like knew beforehand, and I was like,
that's not a real rule.
I was like, there's no way that they're not gonna let me fucking go. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, they didn't let me go. It was one of the most traumatic things ever.
How did that go?
It was a whole year. It was even, and I was like with my girlfriend and her friend, and we we flew out of, we were gonna fly out of fucking Orlando. So we drove all the way to Orlando airport, and like, it's like, hey, let's go. We're all like beeping in our stuff. And then like you know how you go to the little kiosk and you have to scan your passport, scan all your stuff, and you get your little printouts. I like did it, and it's like, scan, and it's like, please see attendant, blah, blah, blah. Like, they go up there, like, and then, long story short, yep. And I was like, I had to like say goodbye to like my girlfriend at the time and a friend and be like, all right, have fun.
Wow.
It was literally like a 10-day Europe trip, like going around like a little circuit of cities.
Thank goodness that your girlfriend had a friend with her.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them. Like everyone else was also at that airport. Like it was like three other people that were also going. Like, dude. And it was brutal. It was fucking brutal. But luckily, it was all places I had been. But like, still, I missed Bergen. Yeah.
How heated did it get in that airport that morning? Like, were you yelling? Were you getting pissed?
No, it was like I just had to. No, what was worse is I had like the ultimate fucking Green Mile walk of shame. I had to drive our friend's car all the way back home to fucking here.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like an hour and a half drive of just like, yep, they're all like on the plane to France right now. I'm about to be like, I'd already paid in advance for all like the Airbnbs and the flights and all that shit. Like
that's all money that's burned.
And I'm not gonna be like,
yeah,
I would never be like,
no.
I was like, wow, nice, enjoy. You guys got it for like even less, which was like nice for them. And dude, the one that I honestly was the most annoyed that I didn't get to do was this Airbnb that like I picked out in Switzerland, like right outside of Grindelwald, and like Switzerland. If you've ever been to Switzerland, it's like literally the most beautiful fucking country on earth, like hands down. It's there's no words. It's fucking beautiful. And we had like I found this one that was like this fucking beautiful little like chalet type thing, like cute little fucking Swiss home, like overlooking this big lake with a big mountain there, like overlooking. We had the sauna and the hot tub and the whole fucking kit and caboodle. It was gonna be so sick. And like that was what I was the most pissed about. But
what season was it?
Summer.
Okay. Oh my gosh, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
But they all went to Berghain. They said it was sick.
So they got
like,
in
all black. Yeah, like I'm gonna be a poser and like tell the story at least that they said.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Because it's all like they are like the ultimate. They curate the vibe, alleged, like apparently. So they're like what it is. So what like the locals told them is because it was there were 3 girls and 2 guys. So it was supposed to be 3 guys, 3 girls.
Right.
But
Right.
R.I.P. me. So then they said like you have to like, oh, you guys are already too many people. You can't like all kind of go together. You have to like, you know, like,
oh, interesting.
Like whatever, like stagnate yourselves, because if you try to come as some big American group,
yeah,
English
they're
speaker,
not
they're gonna be too much.
That. Yeah.
So and they said like wear all black. That's like rule number 1 is wear all black, or like you can't be rocking some like your dark single color mode only. And they all got there and they kind of like stagnated themselves, and they put like, you know, like one guy with 2 girls and like a guy and a girl. And it's kind of this like selection process as you go. They're like, it's like cold-blooded kind of apparently, like, and they're like, yeah, nah, yep, you guys come on, like, and they kind of like check you up and whatever, they were able to get in, and like and like the whole thing is like no cell phones, no, if they see you pull a fucking phone out, they'll come and get you out of there, like. And apparently they got like the best fucking MDMA they've ever had in their lives.
While they were inside?
Yeah. Dude, like they were like one of our buddies is like also like, it was like one of those people that like he'll be able to find it.
Okay.
And like, well, it's not hard. You're in the place where it all gets down. Like there's no like,
yeah,
it's so Tortuga, fucking Pirates Code, fucking, there's tons of technically illegal shit that would be going on there. But like,
what do you mean? Tortuga?
They're not worried.
What do you mean Tortuga Islands Code? I don't know that reference.
Tortuga is like the pirate, like the capital pirate city that like existed. Like it's big in Pirates of the Caribbean too. That's where like Johnny Depp always is like, you've never been to Tortuga, clearly. Like, and that's like the place where they go and it's just like fighting everywhere and prostitutes and beer and
Damn,
stuff.
I gotta watch Pirates of the Caribbean again. But
I'm obsessed. That's like all my I'm big on pirates and shit.
That's cool. So
anyway,
Berghain,
so Berghain, so they're there, and like, and they were like, it's on to like the sickest of that Berlin fucking sick techno sound all night.
My buddy from Germany was telling me that
it's the best.
But my buddy from Germany was telling me that there is like a sex room.
Yes.
Like there is like what did you hear about it?
Like they said, like, and there's kind of just like, there's people like getting very sexual just out in the open, and there are these like,
how sexual we talking?
I'm not like, I don't fully remember now what they
are people
said,
having sex in like on the dance floor.
Like I don't think there's like literally people fucking like in the open, but there's people that are very like BDSM, like dressed up, you know, in the leather,
like someone,
you know,
like someone might be like on a leash.
Like yeah, or maybe, probably, but
about it,
right? Yeah, but like the cage, you know, they have like the cage where it's like the girl that's basically naked in there dancing, and then like.
Dude, that's gonna be me in there.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
If I go to Berlin,
cannot wait.
I'm gonna pop out.
No, the
full film crew.
What I still will say is like I've still never been to Berghain, and that's like the hype to say like I've been, but
yeah,
the best shit is a place called Suicide Circus.
Yeah, okay.
It's this just like series of a few warehouses like right at one of the train stops, like on like the fucking river and shit. And it's just every warehouse is like different DJs, and it starts at like Friday evening and it goes till like Monday morning.
Is this like a once a year festival,
No,
or
it's every weekend?
Wow.
Every single weekend. It might be Thursday night for fuck's sakes. Like, but no, I think it's like Friday evening when it starts and it does not end. Like there's music 40, basically like 48 straight hours.
Wow.
Till like Monday morning. So it's like, yeah, it's fucking sick.
I am so down to go to Berlin. I want to go to Berlin so bad. Ooh,
you have to be into the techno though, because that's
yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, I love techno.
But like the fast techno, the hard techno.
Like I Hate Models. Yeah.
Not the like even that. Yeah, very sped up. Fucking techno.
And you know,
they
again, to run it back to what we were talking about, that's a big like. You're there, you know, like being there versus
exactly.
just listening.
It doesn't matter if I'm listening to a fucking 3-hour set of just then it's like, what the fuck am I? But when you're there, dude,
when you're there, it's different.
It is so sick, and it's like, and it sounds so hipstery or whatever, but like in America, everywhere is still so. There's an attempt of like a curation that they're trying to create. Like, and it sounds ironic because like at Berghain, they're like literally making sure it is what they want it to be. But like at like tons of the like those like the more like ravier ones, at least when I went to Berlin, it like there was just a we don't give a shit at all. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can be like there was no like it was like a I don't know like Honor Amongst Thieves vibe where like everyone technically is doing like illegal shit, kind of everyone's fucked up on drugs, everyone's just drinking. Like in Germany you can just kind of drink anywhere anyway, but like, you know, like in America it's so like you only can do it right here and like right in this spot, and like we have to like it's make sure it's sanctioned, and they have a liquor license and make sure there's this and like it's so like corporatized, I guess. And like over there it's just still like the legitimate underground is there. Like there are people that are not worried about fucking making money on tickets or how many bodies can we get in here. Is this going to look good on Instagram? It's just if you're here, you get it. If you're not here, you're never going to see it or get it.
Yeah, totally. And I love that.
Which is sick.
I love that. And you know, that like one thing that I'm coming to terms with is that moments like that, those super underground moments where like who cares about like making it aesthetic and looking good for Instagram, like, you know, I love that, you know. But that being said, like I also love looking good on social media, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the duality of man.
Yeah,
it's like
I love it. Like you know how hype it is to post and you get like a billion freaking likes.
Oh, the dopamine hits both ways. Yeah.
Like, let me show you this picture. My buddy Jonathan Siegel.
Are you on Threads?
I'm not on Threads. That's new.
Get on it, bro.
Get on. Are you on it?
New. Oh, like yes, I'm selling it. I am on it. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like it is brand new. Like it's what it is though. Obviously, right?
I've only heard about it. I haven't like gotten it yet.
It's like Zuck. It's Zuck's Twitter, basically.
It's Zuck's Twitter.
Yeah, and it's like a little bit of a mix between like a little Reddit.
Like, okay,
too,
look at this picture. I sent this to my girlfriend yesterday, and I said we should go to Tulum. Like that would be an awesome picture. You know, like especially if your girl is like hot. You know, like you can totally take a picture like that. Mine is too. Love you, Amanda. Mwah. Yeah, she's in Michigan right now. That's why she's not on this pod. She's like, Amanda's been sitting on some. We have a podcast together, and she's been sitting. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Add this to the mix. That's our podcast, and
I have actually seen clips, and I think I actually listened to one.
Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, we have that, and she's been sitting like for the Pushman podcast that we did like a week ago. She sat in for it and like cameraed up, mic'd up, headphones. Nice. Like she's on the
down
she's
to chat.
What?
Down to chat and
and she's chatting and it's literally great.
She's also into like house music and all those. Is it in the same vein of like? Do you guys just talk about whatever? Or
it's very cute. It's like we
Oh, you go relationship podcast?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, the first, the 45 minutes of it are just us like talking about things that are going on in our lives, and then the last 15 minutes is us. We have people send us playlists, and we review them on the podcast.
Nice.
And we talk about the songs, and then we have 2 buttons for the podcast for the Add This to the Mix podcast. And if we like a song, here go ahead and if we like a song, hit the red button.
I like that one.
And then if we don't like, I like that one, and then the green button. No, not that one.
That's a no for me, dog.
So and if we
That's
don't,
a no for me, dog.
yeah, if we don't like the song, that's a no from me, dog.
I like that you guys did the your own samples of it.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went through music, and we go through music at the end of it, which is really fun.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's great. But yeah, she sat in for the Pushman podcast, which was super cool.
Nice.
So anyway, I sent that picture to my girlfriend, and my girlfriend she's like, she's 23. She loves posting like cute pictures on Instagram, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sent her that, I knew she was gonna be like, oh my gosh, yes, because Instagram pics are fun. People shit on people for like, oh, you just went on a vacation for an Instagram picture. Fuck yeah, I did, bitch.
Yeah.
And look at me on Instagram.
Well, it's not this is I heard a story like on a pod. It was like one of the like Rogan or one of those where they were talking about flying on a private jet. I'm pretty sure it might have been Bert. I think it was Bert Kreischer, and he was just saying that he. When he was on a private, he flew on a private jet, and he took a picture. He was like, "Hey, I'm on a private jet, hell yeah!" And he got all this flack or whatever, you're flying. Who the fuck would do that? It's and what he was saying is that or what they were discussing is that even his assistant was on there. She's just some random, and she took a picture of it. Hell yeah, I'm on a private jet. Whereas anyone that would fly on a private jet is going to be hey, I'm on a fucking private jet.
Yes, 100 million%.
Who isn't gonna take a selfie saying I'm on a private jet? That's a cool ass thing. I want to.
So were people shitting on him because he's flexing his money? Is that what that is?
It ends up becoming you can't fucking fly. The emissions that you're doing and the blah. Or it's I'm just flying on a fucking jet, man. Cause I can.
Yeah, this is cool.
You would too.
Yeah.
I
love flexing on my haters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is we don't even worry about the haters. We just do our thing and hate all you want. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So me hearing, because I you're big into the podcast world. You love Joe Rogan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Your Mom's House and Two Bears and stuff?
Yeah,
Nice.
not as much. But
what about Kill
honestly,
Tony?
lately,
Do you like Kill Tony?
Yeah. Oh, of course, dude.
Look,
I know.
Yeah.
That's how we kind of connected originally, because you were wearing a Kill Tony shirt, and I was like, "What the fuck? Hell yeah, dude!" I don't know what I went and watched your. I watched it.
Nice.
Yeah, because you were episode 100.
Episode 421. I am 421. Yeah, I'm the first pull from Graham Radio.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, from the bucket.
Yep.
And it's very embarrassing. I'll never repost it because it's very, very embarrassing. But I will talk about it on pods.
But it is
it's cool. I was on Kill Tony.
Dude, that's sick. That would be a dream of mine. Also, I'm big on. I have a whole. I have tons of jokes. One of my things back in.
Pull them out.
No.
Pull out the jokes.
Oh God, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we.
This is so exciting. I also have a list of jokes. Hold on.
That's great.
I don't even know how.
Damn, it's my top one. Oh yeah, because I was thinking about something the other day that I put down. Oh, you're a lawyer. You'll love this. Don't you ever think it's weird that you can sue people for an accident? You know?
Yeah, that's weird.
When you're out and doing things,
accidents happen.
There are these assumed risks that you take as a just civilian in life.
As a driver, as someone who gets behind the seat of a car, there are risks that you're taking.
Right.
Just if you're playing basketball, there's risks that you're taking.
Right. And just if it's weird that because I whatever, there can be obviously there's negligence and things like that, but I don't if a drunk driver kills a family, literally that's the worst possible family with a bunch of with young kids. I think that is an assumed risk that they made by doing that, by going out on the road. If you're out on the road, a fucking meteor could just slam into the ground right on your fucking car.
Right.
What is the difference between that and like someone who just is blacked out drunk or on some like pills and just smashes into you?
I'll ask you.
And now lawyer.
Well, I'll ask you. What do you think the difference is between those two things? A meteor hitting your car and a drunk driver hitting your car.
Right, because the perception would be that, the person who was drunk and driving did something illegal by driving over the limit or whatever, doing something negligent in that regard. I love how I was like, oh, listen to this joke, and now we're getting like the philosophy of like drunk drivers. Yeah, okay. But it's like So in the same vein of I'm gonna scratch that.
Well, hold on, I want to talk about it though.
But
like maybe
it's kind of the cause and effect. Cause and effect is very interesting to me.
Well, they should change the word from accident to something else. Because the word accident implies like you didn't mean to do that. But
the drunk driver did not mean to do that.
I know, but like I don't know, an accident just sounds more jovial than what it actually is. Like it's almost like waterboarding in Guantanamo Bay sounds awesome if you don't know what those things are. Like like
yes.
Yeah, like I'm going. What are you doing?
We're going waterboarding in fucking Guantanamo, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Like let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like a meteor hitting your car and a drunk driver hitting you. Those are both assumed risks that you're taking when you're on a road. But the meteor, that's no one's fault.
It's the Deus Ex Machina, right?
What does that mean? What's
the divine intervention?
That's the divine intervention. Ezekiel 25:17.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you believe in a deterministic universe, which a lot of people do, they don't.
Yeah, you would have to define that.
Like a determinism, living in a deterministic world, like that, if you could be. Have you ever heard of Laplace's demon? No. Okay, Laplace was a.
Is this, by the way, this is a very long setup to a joke.
I know, I'm so sorry. I honestly don't even think there was much of a joke in this one. I was basically getting at like I don't get to sue like Tito's vodka because like I got wasted on their stuff, knowing it was Tito's fault.
Right.
Tito's did it.
Right.
I didn't do it. The Tito's did it. And then Tito's gonna be like, well, no, there's always there's a bigger fish that when you try to create like a cause and effect, then you have to then acknowledge the chain of we're trying to we're looking now at a line,
right? Like
a line segment,
right?
Like it's okay. We can look at the line segment of just these 3 points, but in the grand scheme, like in a deterministic universe, starting from like a Big Bang. There is only the entropy and the determinism that determined based off of the prior state that can exist. So like this is again like the idea of like free will and things like that, where again I don't really think that free will exists necessarily. It's this like illusion that is like. But I don't know if you know who like Sam Harris is. If you know,
I know who that is, but I haven't gotten into
it. You should read. What's it called?
4-Hour Work Week.
No. His is all the. God damn it! How can I not? I'm the worst at bringing up Sam Harris. All of his. He's got like it's basically I think it's called Free Will actually. I literally think it's called Free Will, and it's him. He's like a neuroscientist. Another Ashkenazi.
Hey, shout out.
Yep, shout out. Yep.
Yeah, you're not Jewish, right?
No, I have.
Okay.
There's a sliver. I do have a sliver of Ashkenazi. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm mostly Irish and technically I'm mostly Canadian because both my parents are Canadian, but both of their sides are very Irish.
Okay.
Somewhere there's Ashkenazi though. It was like 2%.
So
but
when it comes to like accidents and like chains of causation, in law there's 2 types of cause. There's cause and fact and proximate cause. You were talking about cause and fact. Like cause and fact is the only reason I was born is because my mom was born, and the only reason she was born is because her mom was born. And you can just go back and back and back and back and back. The reason that I crashed into the wall is because I was speeding, and I was speeding because I had to pee, and I had to pee because I had to drink, and I drank because I was thirsty. I was thirsty because whatever. Right. That's cause and fact. So Like, I was drunk because I drank Tito's, because Tito's made the vodka, because ethanol and corn are mixed, or exist, and ethanol and corn exist because soy.
Can I sue Monsanto because they had provided the corn that created yeah, it's like
Tito's, they actually mixed all of the ingredients together. It's just like sampling in music. Like, yeah, you can sample 10 different songs together, and then it sounds like a totally different song. So they created that song. They created that alcohol. Now, it was your decision to drink it. Nonetheless, it got you fucked up, and their product got you fucked up. Nonetheless, there is a warning. Out there, probably on the bottle, it says, like, you please drink responsibly. It's just like on cigarettes. It says, hey, don't smoke this.
By the way, you can,
yeah, like, that's why in Europe, have you seen those cigarette boxes from Europe?
In Canada, they're like
it's
the worst.
Same thing?
It shows just like fucking black lung and fucking like a prenatal baby who like fucking because the mom was smoking. Yeah, it's fucked up.
Dude, how nuts is that? That they are...
And they're still smoking. They're like, yeah, I know. I'm aware of the implied risk.
Yeah. Well, it's not even an implied risk. It is just it's the risk. It's so crazy. Yeah. So, we've been podcasting for like 40 minutes. Let's switch gears here.
Yeah, sorry. ADD in full effect.
No, you're good. An hour. So let's switch gears here. I want to like be able to put up things on Instagram that are like super valuable for people to understand and learn. So just follow my lead, okay? Okay. So you DJ in so what's your name?
Andy Middleton, Trippy A Mid.
Right. And so you DJ in like Tampa and St. Pete, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you sort of give me broad strokes, like what are you doing within the music industry here in Tampa, St. Pete, here in Florida? What's your contribution to it?
Well, I'm I don't know. That's a weird question.
Here,
like
I got you.
Squad. Yeah,
okay. Let me re-ask. So you founded Trippy Squad, correct?
Yes.
So like what is Trippy Squad?
Trippy Squad is a collective. It was it honestly, like the literal like original fucking story is that back in like 2011, like early 2011, do you know Juicy J, obviously?
Yeah, the rapper.
Yeah. Do you remember the like We Trippy Main?
We
Trippy Main, like that, and then like Blue Dream and Lean too, like all those like. Did you listen to any of those mixtapes or anything?
No.
Okay, well, like his whole thing, like Trippy, like that's where all that kind of him talking about Trippy started.
Okay,
and like his it was something where like his original handle on like Instagram or fucking Twitter or some shit was like Trippy Juicy J or like some shit with Trippy like Juicy J blah blah blah, and like so I was like, oh no, like I kind of at that time was going by like A Mid. That was like my nickname because my name is Andy Middleton, like A Middleton.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Very typical. That's why everyone thinks it's Ahmed.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So I was like, I just like made my Instagram handle Trippy A Mid. So I was like, hell yeah, Juicy J, Trippy, and like I'd like done trippy things at that time. So I was like, hell yeah, it's what it's about, being trippy.
Yeah.
That vibe, and that's kind of like my name, the Trippy A Mid came, and then I started doing these this like kind of podcast / like mix series called the like Trippy Times podcast. And
what was the Trippy Times podcast about?
Just mix. I would just do like a mix, almost like similar in like the vein of like Graham, the immersive groove.
Yeah.
I was just back in like 2011, 2012. I would just make mixes of like what I was fucking with, and back then it was like fucking like big room house, although to like DMB to like tech, like dubstep. Kind of, I was just do tons of different ones. And then like I start like on like the mixes, like the first mixes, I just started saying like, yo, what's up, Trippy Squad? Like, just because that was like the people who listened to the 30 people that maybe had listened to the fucking original one or something. And I was like, yo, what's up, Trippy Squad? Like, so I started calling it like that. And then like like I started doing a couple shows like with my buddies, and yeah, actually the first show I ever did was 2 days after I got like my original mixer, which is like weird. My buddy like asked me literally like the day I like text him like, yo, I got this like for Christmas. Hell yeah. He's like, yo, we're doing like this Christmas like DJ show. Do you want to come? It was like at like my buddy Martin, his family had this like dance hall, and we set up this whole like Christmas party that had like a like sluttiest girl dress contest to like dress up in like slutty elf thing, and like
Fun.
obviously all the promotions to try to get some ladies there in the middle of like Pinellas Park. It was like so random. And yeah, and like literally I had been like actually mixing on like a table for like 2 days, and it was like a full drum and bass set. It was like so like not.
How'd you do?
It was legit. Like I like got it. Like I had figured it out.
Nice.
But like there's one like the core memory that I remember is like I had like worked out this like sick transition. Like in drum and bass, it's like all about that like the build up, and then like you think it's still that same song, and then it's just like that into like the whole new drop or like a double drop. And like I had this one kind of like orchestrated, like ready, and it was like it was like I was about to do it, and like I like wasn't sure if it was like all like good, and also I was like, and I like pussed out and like didn't do it.
Oh no.
So I was like, and then like my buddy Adam was like right behind me, and he was like, he like knew that I was like gonna do that, and I like pussed out, and he was like, like, but yeah, like that's so funny. Yeah, like I literally like remember that still to this day, that exact fucking, I can like be right there. Like I remember it was into like a DJ Hazard song.
I love those moments, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how did
yeah,
so that was like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, that was 2000 and
So
yeah,
where so how like what was sort of what was the next step in Trippy Squad?
So then the next step was like I moved to Orlando, and then I kind of like showed a bunch of my boys who like were like just my kind of like high school friends that all also like went to UCF and stuff. I went to Valencia, the community college. I didn't go to actual UCF, but and then I had like a little mixing board and stuff, and like I was up there like vibing and like showed them kind of like what was up, and like then that's when like, you know, like Benny Benassi would like come or some shit.
Okay.
And then they like went and like then they did that, they like, you know, did some ecstasy, and like they were like, oh okay, I get it, you know, where like if you were never not into it fully, pop a roll and go to a fucking show and you'll get it. And like, so then they're like, oh, we get it now. Like, and then like then I had actually moved back to Tampa like a year, like after like a year, I moved back to Tampa, and one of the dudes who moved in with them also had like a mixing board, and they started like practicing on it also. And then like it basically was a convergence of like me with them. And then we're like, yeah, we're the Trippy Squad.
Okay.
Yeah, like my buddy, me.
What was Alex, Ricky in that?
Alex Corey and Skylar DeVries, and my buddy Sebastian. Sebastian was more of like he was kind of like doing like managing, and he wasn't actually like DJing or anything.
Okay.
But it was funny, like so now this is like 2013 or something. I was back living in Orlando again. I was up there. And my buddy Sebastian, he was like kind of being like a promoter, and like he's like networked in the fucking whatever. And, you know, spring weekend in Panama City Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like, they have like DJs and all that shit. And like they had heard apparently like about like Trippy Squad. They were like, I heard like in Orlando, there are these like people Trippy Squad, like that's like a thing. And then so like because Sebastian was like in this meeting with these people, and he was like, and then he like hit me up, he's like, yo, like there are people who like know about Trippy Squad.
That's
and
so
like,
sick.
and because he was like doing something with like that spring weekend, and we basically like kind of we were like, oh shit, hell yeah, like so we kind of like put a little like website together and like made it look like we kind of were like, oh, we have this little like blog, like. And then we like pitched to spring weekend, like, can we get 2 like press passes to go? And so then like me and my buddy, or like our buddy Mitch, we like went up and we had these kind of like very rudimentary just shirts. It's a Trippy Squad. and we kind of had like a couple blogs up like on our Trippy Squad like .net and shit. And like we got press passes, so we went up there and like, dude, we were like hanging out with like Zed's Dead and
That is so
Chami
cool.
and a bunch of like people from the Florida area. Phoenix, this dude, yeah. Yeah, that was fucking tight. So then that's like really when like we
you realized that Trippy Squad.
we
was
were
a
like,
thing.
yo, we could like, well, it was right then when they were like, we had heard about you guys, and then right when we like went to and did the spring weekend thing, like, yeah, like I definitely was like, we literally can do some shit now. And then it like really popped off when Skylar DeVries, him and like or his dad or like he was like cool with the people at the Benz, and like
what year are we talking about?
this is now probably 15,
Okay.
16. Yeah, and like back in like the college era, we would like set up like and do like little like pool parties and shit, and we'd like DJ like at like the local like at UCF there's like tons of like the like apartment communities, you know, just like at all colleges and like the big pools and all that shit.
Yeah.
And so we would like go there and like set up and do like
So lit.
little fucking vibes. And we had, and like our buddy Jacob, who had like a decent setup at the time, like had nice like PA speakers and like a solid little like Pioneer board, like a little 2 or 4 channel Pioneer board that was good enough for whatever. Was running Serato back then.
Lovely.
Yeah. So we used to like do shit like that. And that was all like kind of a little bit
So
after
the Benz.
and then so into the Benz, Skylar like or Sky, I'm pretty sure it was Skylar's dad.
Wait,
was
so
like,
before we get into the Benz, so you have like a residency at the Benz,
yes,
right? So how did that
Yep.
get started?
This is how it got started. So
Okay,
Skylar's dad was like friends with Matt and Craig, and he literally was like, yeah, like, hey, like my son and his buddies, like I have like this thing, like they can do shit, like they do DJing, whatever, like. Do you think you could like give them a shot? And this is back at the Benz when it was like smoking allowed inside.
Wow.
And like it was the grunge bar. It was where like the metal bands played and like the punk bands, and where like it was like the grunge bar. And this was back over on not like MLK and like First. So like, and even back then it was like not nearly as much shit on that side. Like people would never travel that far
Unless
like,
you loved metal.
right, unless you're
Yeah.
like, I want to go to the Benz and smoke Stogs and vibe. Like the Benz was tight if you're into that vibe. And then we did this like, so like he got us like a day. It was like it was literally some random Wednesday, and we did it, and like we fucking packed it out like insanely. We had like fucking blow up aliens and all this shit.
Sick.
There was like a whole like there was this like like dudes like running like a nitrous tank out back and shit. It
No way.
It got like wild. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
like
god.
and we literally like packed out the Benz like
Oh shit! Hold on a second. Ooh, that would have been hilarious.
killed the
That would have been so funny if my laptop died, but
Oh,
we're
that
good.
would be
Okay,
good.
so anyway, Benz.
yeah. So yeah, we like packed out on some random Wednesday. So like the Benz dudes like Craig and Matt, they were like, what the fuck? Like, all right, like nice. Like, and then we did like I think we did one more like Wednesday night again, and it like did like super well, and like had it packed out again. And then we like were able to start doing like weekends there.
Yeah.
And then pretty much from then on, like from that first Wednesday, they were like, we want you guys to come every month. And
Since then, you've come every month.
yep. Yeah. And then basically like literally yes, except for like a couple, like right at the beginning of the pandemic, there were like when everyone was shut down for those couple weeks. And they, but then like,
Wait, hold on one second.
You're good.
There we go. Okay, cool. So continue.
So, yeah, there were like there was like about a month or basically it was pretty much like one, I think. There was like a 1 month that we didn't do it during the pandemic, and then they started doing like outdoor stuff, and we did like
Immediately,
we
yeah.
did like an outdoor thing right away. And then that's when they changed it to where you couldn't smoke in there anymore. And I feel like that was a big move for them, because like they had kind of a stigma, I feel, from like, as far as like people that wanted to come there for like the Trippy Squad or for like a house thing. They're like, all right, I don't want like just reek of cigarettes after. That's
Yeah, totally.
you know what I'm saying. It had like there was at least for like a lot of the people I was trying to get there. They're like yeah, but like we've been to them, but like I don't like reeking like anyway. But
So
it was a W
so,
for them
like,
in my opinion.
This
doing
might be a
that.
funny question. This might be a funny question, but who's DJing at the Benz?
Back in the day, it was like
No, well now.
Now?
So right now, who's DJing at the Benz? How do people get into the Benz to DJ?
well, like if you want to come to like a Trippy Squad show and like feature on like at like a Trippy Squad show, like mostly like now it's me, Ricky, Slick Vision, and John, Captain Hoagie,
Right.
and our buddy Kyle Burton, Carlton. He comes like he's basically there like at least every other one but he has like a really nice job out in Tampa, and so I think there's times where he can't make it. But
So the DJs that you have at the Benz, they like circle in and out. Like there's not like a massive amount of people who are like all like. I mean, do you have a lot of people hitting you up to DJ at the Benz? Does that happen a
in
lot?
the last like year, yeah. Now like we have people that are hitting us up, and like where every single month now we have like a guest like
Right,
feature.
okay.
Because like back in the day it was like there were like 5 or 6 of us that were all like in a part of the Trippy Squad that like also like wanted time on the decks. So like you can't have like 10 people in like we had like a full night always of just like our own people. And so I feel like that worked out like for us in the long run, because then it was like people were coming purely for like Trippy Squad only. But now it's like great because it does have like a staple kind of in St. Pete a little bit.
It's very cool. Like I went
Thank you.
I went a few months ago, and I walk in, and it's this it's a very 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 cool graffiti everywhere, very cool lighting inside, and you walk in and there's a bar, and then there's a very skinny hallway, which I think that might be where the bathrooms are.
Yep.
And then there's like the back room, and the back room, I mean, it's not the biggest place in the world, but
No.
the cool thing about it is I bet that when it gets packed, it like looks really packed. I can only imagine because
Big time, yeah.
yeah, because I mean, how big is that? I mean, that room is probably it's bigger than this apartment.
Yeah,
right?
like if there's like 50 plus people
in that one back room, or you mean like the whole?
You could get like 100 people back there probably, but like yeah, when it's like packed as shit, it's like 50 to 75 people, I would think.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it is like the
and
perfect
that's such
amount.
a fun room.
Yeah.
That's such
And
a fun room.
It is, yeah. And it is like, it is kind of like separate from everything else. So you can kind of like, when you're ready to like tap in and like vibe to them, you like tap in. And then you can, like when you kind of want to go like grab a drink, then you get like, then it is like a nice little kind of, I don't know. Yeah. I like the little back room there. It is nice. And it's the perfect amount to where if it's not like packed out, it's still a nice room for, if they're like, or even just like earlier on in the night when there's only like 10, 20 people in the back, like, but still like, it's not this huge room where it almost feels like intimidating to be like out there, like kind of whatever. It's not this giant.
Like, where is everyone?
Right. Yeah. Like what
Yeah.
the hell? It's just like a couple, but keeping it nice and compact in there is like,
Yeah.
I feel like that is like the vibe.
I've had little, I'm not even going to call them events. I've had little hangouts here where I invite a few people to DJ, and I'll, make coffee, and we'll just like vibe all day, and it'll be really, really fun. And when there's like 6 people in this apartment, it's packed.
Right.
Yeah. If there's more than like 6 or 7 people in here, it's packed.
Right.
And but that's fun. Because
Right.
it's more, I mean, you know what the word is for the back room at the Benz? Intimate.
Yes.
It is intimate.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot like how like with comedy and like comedy shows, like they like there are those like perfect size rooms where it's like the low ceiling and like, only about 100 or so people where
Right.
like where you're really connecting with them, like it's not like obviously we would want to be doing it in front of thousands of people obviously, but like it is like a nice curated vibe where if there's 20 people back there or there's fucking 150 people trying to cram in there, it is always kind of a nice vibe.
Yeah.
At least it seems.
Dude,
yeah.
you know, we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes.
Damn.
I feel like we should wrap it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
dude. This no,
I'll fucking talk
oh,
forever.
oh, dude, this has been awesome. Seriously, like, the one thing that I love about you, you talk, which is you'd be surprised. People sit here and like just like clam up. I don't know. Yeah, I know how to DJ. Okay, thanks. Bye. Like, yeah, no, but thank you. You were an awesome interview.
Of course.
You have a set to do, which we're about to run right now. Yes, sir.
I'm hyped on.
On the remixer.
Yes, sir.
All right, for the listeners, I love you. Peace.
Bye, everybody. At Trippy Squad underscore LLC at Trippy A Mid.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
All right. Cool.